Hi guys, Danny here, and welcome to my mod review of the mod Forbidden Magic by Spiteful Fox. Now, this mod is an add-on to Thaumcraft, and if I was to describe it in a single word, it would either be insane or brilliant. Possibly both. Definitely both. When I first got the mod and I was reading through the Thaumonomicon, there are items in there that just makes you just stare for a second, just from the pure brilliance of it. And no, I'm not even over complimenting this mod. It's actually pretty brilliant. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So without delay, let's get started. Okay, so before looking at any of the items, I have to go over the different aspects that this mod adds. It adds 7 aspects, Dissidia, and you can see the item that contains it. Okay, I'll tell you guys what it is now. It's a new shard that was added by this mod. That is the Sloth shard. And Gula. You can find it in cakes, cookies, and rotten flesh. In Furnace, you can find it in a lot of different items. The first 6 that you see there are all shards. Basically, for Infernus, the rule of the thumb is if you can find it in the Nether, it has Infernus. There is also Nvidia. You can see all the items that contain it. The first one is a shard. The rest are tools and weapons added by the mod. Ira, the first one is a shard. I think that's the rat shard. The second one is a soul cage that this mod adds. Yeah, it adds a soul cage to it. It's ridiculous. We also have Luxuria. That is the lust shard. And there's also a couple of other items and mobs that have the Luxuria aspect. And let's see, did I miss one there? No, I didn't. And the last one is Superbia. And you can see the first shard is Pride. And the other one is a Wand Rod, which I'll go in a second. Now, you guys probably noticed that nearly all of the aspects added had a couple of items that contain it. But Luxuria, for example, didn't have much, just had the one lust shard. And the Dissidia. Note that some of the shards are not fully implemented, as in you can't get them as drops. So if you want to get Dissidia, you'll just have to wait. I went through the forum post and I couldn't find any items listed that had Dissidia. However, if you find one or if it's later implemented, perfect. And what else? Oh yeah, Luxuria. This does have other items that you can get it off, but like I said, you can only get it off mobs. Well, mobs are items as well, so it still works. Oops, I had the items in that chest, but I must have taken it out. The items that you can use are Twilight Forest bunnies and tentacles. Now, you might be wondering how you can remove the aspects from the mob. For that, you're going to have to get another mod, Thaumic Exploration, which is another one of the mods that I reviewed. And this is actually the item that the mod author suggests you to get if you want to get the Luxuria. Because, like I said, the mod is, work in progress, so not everything has been fully added. And you can see there, Luxuria was taken in. And then you can just pump the Luxuria out using Essentia tubes or things like that. And next we look at the shards. We have a couple of new shards. Basically, the mod author wants to add all of the 7 deadly sins as shards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's just one more to be implemented. I think it's let's see, greed, sloth, lust, pride, envy, wrath, indulgence. No, that's not it. It's the one that's to do with overeating. I forget what it's called. Indulgence. That could be it. And there isn't a way to get all of the items, by not cheating. But you can get at least 5 of the items, and you can see what they are from here. As you can see, they're called nether shards because you can get them in the nether. The rat shards crystallizes around acts of violence, sloth around accidents, envy from those that covet them, pride when a creature of great size is cut down, power, and as it says here, more sympathetic events may reveal themselves as time goes on. That basically means he's going to write them in the Thaumcraft as he implements them. Now you might be wondering, what does all that mean? Luckily for you, I went through the forums and found every one of the posts where he gave clues or hints or just outright said what the ways are, so here they are. Wrath you get from killing mobs. The chances increase to get the Wrath shard if you use weapons with enchants like Sharpness or Smite. Not looting. Looting doesn't affect the Wrath shards. The Sloth you get from when one mob kills another mob. That has a low chance of giving you a Sloth shard. Envy you get from killing zombie pigmen. Just that. Pride you get from killing bosses in the Nether, which would be the Wither. However, it also works for Ars Magica 2 bosses that you can spawn in the Nether. So obviously it can't work for things like the Water Guardian, because you need rain for it, and it doesn't rain in the Nether. But for something like the Lava Guardian, I think you have to summon the Lava Guardian in the... or is it the Fire Guardian? There's a Guardian that I'm pretty sure you have to summon in the Nether. For that, or the other Guardians, you can just summon them in the Nether, you can kill them, and you can get the Pride Shards. The Taint Shards, which is not one of the 7 deadly sins, however, it's still one of the shards, you get by using the Shovel of the Purifier, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, which is another item added by this mod, on tainted soil or crusted taint. And that's it. Now, one of the things that amazed me about this mod is the mod integration with other mods. If I open up the Thaumcraft, go to the right page, it's in the Artifice, Alchemy, Thaumaturgy, right here. We can see an offshoot from the Silverwood Wand Core, the Witchwood Wand Core. Now the Witchwood, it's from Ars Magica, so if I click into it, it says, by creating a Wand Core out of Witchwood, you've discovered a way to convert mana into V. Mana is the energy that you use in Ars Magica 2. You can convert that into V. Now initially it holds 100 V and it charges itself up by using up your mana. And you can see there that it uses all items from Ars Magica. And you can also get yourself a Vintium cap to reduce the amount of mana that the wand drains from you when it needs to recharge. But that's not it. That's just one mod. There are other mods as well. Now, I don't have the other mods, but I still know about them, so I'm still going to talk about them. Forbidden Rod, that's not it. Sorry, Tainted Rod, that's not it. Infernal Rod, that's not it. The Eldritch Rod. But before that, let's look at the Bloody Rod. Now, the Bloody Rod, I can't get in-game because, like I said, I don't have the mod for it, and the mod required is Blood Magic. Now, the Bloody Rod, and its, I think it would be the Alchemical Cap, works in the same way as the Vintium one and the Witchwood Rod. Basically, they take LP, I have no idea what the LP stands for, life points, something like that, from your system, Soul Network I think it's said, and the conversion is 1000 LP is 1V. So like how the Witchwood Wand Core, the cost was 150 mana per V. If you use the Bloody Wand Core and its accompanying wand cap, let's see, Bloody Rod, if you just use Bloody Rod it would cost 1000 LP, and I'm assuming if you put in the Alchemical Cap it'll give you some sort of discount. We also have the Eldritch Rod, which requires you to have another mod called Player Beacon. Now, I haven't used Player Beacon either. In fact, this was the first time I've heard about it. But apparently it was a mod made for Mod Jam. And it gives you personal buffs when you're using the beacons. And basically, this wand, works exactly like how the other two worked. Basically, they take power that you used in that other mod to convert them into V. So, like how the Witchwood was, what was it, 150 mana, 1000 LP. The Eldritch Wand depletes your soul. I think that's what it said. And you can use it with the Ender Cap, I'm assuming, to lower the cost. Okay, yeah, I know that wasn't much help, but to be honest, if I downloaded the other mods, I'd have to learn them as well, so you know. I'm doing the best with what I got. And yeah, so like I said, the wands only work when their respective mod is added, and when you do that, they use the power that you use in the other mod to create V in this mod. And you can also use the caps to give you some sort of discount. So yeah, those are the wands. Okay, so next let's start looking at some of the items. First we have the Umbral Rose. Now, the Umbral Rose is surprisingly handy. Why? Because it does something very simple, but there you go, Umbral Rose. Basically, you can throw it in a crucible. It meaning it's just a normal rose with some darkness and some life to create the Umbral Rose, which is essentially just a black rose. And when you've done that, you created a flower that creates black ink, so you don't have to go hunting for squids again, which is super handy. And next we have the Thaumium Cake. Now, the Thaumium Cake is quite a curious item. Most of the items added by this mod are in the Infernalism tab. It's a new tab added by this mod. However, there are also some items that are added in Tainturgy, which is a tab added by Thaumic Exploration. You can see it there. And those 3 items are added by the mod. And as you can see there, Thaumic Cake. Thaumic Cake is basically a self-repairing cake. As long as there is a single slice left, it will repair itself. However, because the enchantments are unstable, you won't be able to move it once you've placed it down. Okay, so next let's look at the Wrath Cage. The Wrath Cage is basically a soul cage. And if you just spend quite a few things, that's the Thaumium block in there, and dangerous instability, quite a bit of Essentia, you can create a Wrath Cage, which is basically a spawn cage. Now, to get the items to place inside the Wrath Cage to get yourself the mob, make yourself a blank imprinting crystal. And to do that, all you need is a diamond, throw it in a crucible with some cognito and some potentia, and you'll get the blank imprinting crystal. When you slay a monster with an item called the Diabolist Fork while carrying a blank imprinting crystal, it will attune the crystal to that monster, so you can just put in the crystal inside of the Wrath Cage and you can start spawning the monsters. However, it's not for free. Basically, for every creature spawned, the Wrath Cage requires a bit of Essentia piped into it for its internal reserves. The device will require different kinds of Essentia for the different kind of creatures. Alternatively, you can also pipe Ira or Dissidia for some reason. So let me show you guys what that means. Here's the Wrath Cage, so I just put it down like so. And as you can see, it doesn't have any mob spinning inside of it. To do that, I'm going to need one of these guys. Okay, I'm just going to take a blank imprinting crystal and a spider spawner. And next, I'm just going to take one of these Diabolist Fork. I'll go over that in a second, but I'll just show you guys how to work it. And spawn a spider and kill it like that. You can see that the soul got trapped inside of the imprinting crystal, and I got myself this spider imprinted crystal. So I right click on the Wrath Cage, and there you go. Now that tells me what Essentia that I need. The 2 there are the alternatives that I could use. However, I'm just going to use the first one. So all I'm going to do is get a jar, throw it down there, just a normal water jar, get some Essentia tubes, like that, and inside of the jar, all I'm going to place is the thing that I needed, which was What was it? It's the mending one. There we go. Panis. And all I need to do is put it inside of this water jar. And there you go. It's spawning the mobs. Now the thing about the Wrath Cage is, you don't need to be around the cage for it to spawn, nor do any other players. To control the Wrath Cage, all you need to do is get yourself some sort of redstone signaler. So I'm just going to use this lever, like that, and you can see that the mob has stopped spinning, and basically it's not going to spawn any more mobs. So I could just turn this on, go quite far away, and it'll still keep spawning the mobs. Go closer, flick the lever, it's off now, and you can see that it has the 54 essentia, and it's already drained all of that. But you might have noticed that for the spider, I think it's using 1 essentia per mob. So let me see in a second. I hope this spawns. I think the spider is spinning faster. And there you go. Look away, look back. Okay, it's not even using 1 essentia per mob. I don't know the exact calculation here, but hey, it's more mobs for less essentia. So let me try a different mob. Throw down a Wrath Cage, and here we go. Mushroom. For the mushroom, I need herba. However, oops, wrong one. There you go. I can also use the 2 alternate essentia, so I forget what they're called. But I'm going to throw a tube there. Not there, up the top. Like that. Throw down a water jar. Now if I use the wrong kind of essentia, it's not going to work. I need herba. So if I throw in some panis, I think it's called panis, it's not going to use it. What I'm going to do is put down another jar and use one of the other essentia. So as you can see there, I have Ira. I can also use Decidia, but I'm going to use Ira instead. So instead of using herba, I'm just going to use, or herba, pretty sure it's herba. Right click there. And there you go. The mushroom is spinning. And that works as well. And now I can just use a lever. Oh, that's not the lever. There you go. And that is the Wrath Cage. Okay, back into the Alchemy tab, you have the Emerald Transmutation. This works exactly like the other transmutations. Basically, you can throw in an Emerald Fragment, a couple of Lucrum, Vitreous to get yourself more emeralds. So yeah, you can just make more emeralds. And then you can just do this. Basically, all you need to do is take some of the emerald fragments, get yourself a work table, and just like that. There you go. 9 fragments equals 1 emerald. Okay, next we go back to the Tainturgy tab. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but the items are actually quite mixed around inside of the Thaumanomicon, so I do have to jump around to put it in any sense of order. So we're going to look at the Tainted Wand Core, which is actually quite a brilliant idea. Basically, you use Taint Shards, which you use Shovel of the Purifier, I think, or the Shovel of the Purifier, Mover of the Purifier. It's something of the Purifier. It's this guy, the Shovel of the Purifier. Basically, you use that and you get yourself these Taint Shards, and you can make this Tainted Rod. And as you can see here, the Wand Core will replenish itself by up to 10% in every aspect as long as it's being held inside of a tainted land. Also, while the wand is being held in your hand, you can also feed off the taint coursing through your veins and randomly restoring V every time you take damage from the Flux Taint. So let's move on to the next item, which is the Pickaxe of Distortion. Now the Pickaxe of Distortion is like a reverse pickaxe, or a reverse pickaxe would put down blocks. okay, it's like a stupid pickaxe. Basically, it mines harder materials easily, and it mines softer material slowly. So here we go. Give myself a pickaxe, like so. Okay, so I have the pickaxe in my hand, and I'm going to mine the obsidian. Okay, that's not that bad of a speed. Pretty good speed, actually. Now let's mine some netherrack. Wow, this is taking forever. This is like mining obsidian with diamond speed. Okay, you can see how slow this is now. Okay, and that was the pickaxe of distortion. Next we have the shovel of the purifier. Using the shovel, you can dig up tainted land, and if you right click while you're holding the shovel, it'll cure you of your flux taint at the cost of durability. If I go to the next page, when digging through the taint with the shovel, there's a chance that you'll get a taint shard. So here we go, and good luck to me. Shovel of the purifier. Did I get any? No, I didn't get any shards, but I could have. And now to see if I do actually heal myself when I get flux poisoned. Give myself some flux gas. Okay, so I got myself a shovel with no damage. And when I walk into this and right click. Okay, there you go, it does work. You can see that it lost some durability and it healed me of my flux taint. Okay, let's have a look at the last few items. You can find them all in the Infernalism tab. And here we go. The Diabolist Fork. Now, this is what I use to, attune the stone, the crystal, to the soul of the mob. All I need to do is get a Thaumium sword and use Arcane Infusion. Then I'll be able to get the fork. And then if I slay a compatible creature with the blank imprinting crystal in my inventory, it will imprint the soul of the creature inside of the crystal. Then I can just place the crystal inside of the Wrath Cage like I showed. And yeah, that is the Diabolist Fork. We also have the Axe of the Skull Taker. By infusing all these items inside of a Thaumium axe, it gives you an axe, the Axe of the Skull Taker. That gives you a higher chance of getting mob heads. Unfortunately, you won't be able to cut down plants with as much efficiency as, with a normal axe, but hey, you have to sacrifice some things to gain some things. So, okay, yeah, I died because I didn't realize I was still in survival, but I should be. Okay, it should be midnight now. But because I have my night vision helmet on from another mod, I can see. So if I spawn some skeletons, just like that, on the ground, and go at them with my axe, we'll see if I really do have a bigger chance of getting mob heads. Now, I'll see you guys in a second once I've killed all of these skeletons. Or at least maybe... Oh wait, I did get a skeleton head there, and I got another one. Okay. Okay, it's morning time, and after I've killed a good amount of skeletons, there are still a few left. I couldn't manage to get all of them. I've gotten myself 7 skeleton skulls and a creeper head. So yeah, it does give you a nice chance of getting some skulls. I must have killed around 20. I got 7 skeleton skulls, so, pretty nice. Okay, next we have the Infernal Wand Core. Basically, if you use the Wand Core, you can use any wand caps that you want. You've basically infused the power of the Nether, which is the recurring theme for this mod. It's the Nether and evil in general. Basically, the wand core can hold up to 150V and will slowly replenish its supply of Ignis up to 20%. However, while you're in the nether, the wand will also replenish its other aspects to 10%. Also, the wand gives you some special powers. For example, if you're on fire, it'll extinguish you. It'll also protect you from the withering effect. And while the wand is in your hand, you will completely be free or resistant to fire damage, which is awesome. So yeah, this is the Infernal Wand Core. Okay, next let's have a look at the Chameleon items. The Chameleon items are basically made like this, and all of the items and the weapons have a special power. I'm not going to call it an enchant because it's not an enchant. Basically, if you already enchanted the tool and then you shift right click, it gives you a new blank enchanting state, so you can enchant it again. And then if you shift right click again, it'll give you a third separate enchanting state, and you can enchant it for a third time. Now, there are no ways of removing the enchant, so if you enchant it once, it's there forever, so be careful of what you enchant it with. The other items work in the exact same way, but say you're using the Chameleon sword. Say you wanted to have sharpness in 1, you could do that. Not just sharpness, by the way, it's not just one enchant, it's an enchant set, so you can have sharpness and unbreaking in 1. In the other one you can have beheading and unbreaking. In the third one you can have like vorpal or smite or whatever you want. Things like that. So to show that, I have a enchanting table right there, and if I get myself Chameleon pickaxe, let's see, okay, so let me just put that there and enchant it with just this. I have unbreaking and efficiency, so if I shift right click, you can see that the enchantment is gone, and if I put it back in there, get another try, I have efficiency 1. Shift right click and it's empty again, put it back in there, get another enchant, unbreaking 2 and efficiency 2. So basically shift right click, and in this it has unbreaking 1, efficiency 1, shift right click, and in this it has efficiency 1, shift right click, and this one it has efficiency 2 and unbreaking 2. So yeah, it has 3 sets of enchants, and they're all completely different, so pretty handy. Okay, lastly, let's have a look at some of the enchants. And here we go. In the enchanting tab, I have a couple. You can get the consuming. Basically, if a tool has consuming, it'll automatically destroy common or unwanted materials like cobblestone, dirt, or netherrack. So, you don't have to clog up your inventory when you're mining those things. You also have Porcivore. I'm going to call it Porcivore. It seems Porcivore. Basically, with the Porcivore, you can kill zombie pigmen and normal pigs a lot faster. Okay. And finally, we have Education. With a weapon infused with Education, you can get more experience from the mobs that you kill. There's also one last one. It's in the Infernalism tab. And right there. Oh no, there's actually 2 more. So here we have Greedy. If you kill a mob with a weapon that has the Greedy enchant, every time you slay it, there's a chance it's going to drop an emerald fragment. If a greedy weapon is used to kill a villager, it will drop one of its villagers' emeralds, which is okay if you want a lot of emeralds. And finally, we have Fiery Core. Basically, you can put this enchant on a chameleon pickaxe, and then you can imitate the effects of the pickaxe of the core with this enchant. So whenever you're mining a block with the enchanted pickaxe, there's now a small chance of getting clusters when mining the ore. So you can get 2 of the ingots from one of the clusters. So yeah, it works exactly like the pickaxe of the core. And that is all of the items added by this mod. This took a surprisingly large amount of time. The research and then testing out all of the items and finding the aspects inside of the items. But in my opinion, it was completely worth it because this is a brilliant mod. Absolutely brilliant mod. So yeah, that's it for this video. As always, links will be in the description. And I urge you to check this mod out because it's absolutely brilliant. If you like the video, please leave a like or subscribe for more Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching, guys.